You are stealing from me again. First my sword, now my tracksuit. What is next? Your last name. The left is coming for us. Trump is just standing in the way. No one is coming for you, Kevin. Not even casting directors. I'm that guy who gives the prettiest girl in the room no attention at all. I won't even acknowledge her. LMAO, and then you go home and tweet about her. You will argue with people who eat steaks like this. Can't. They still chewing. Tim Walz is younger than Brad Pitt. Tim's children and wife still want to keep his last name. My hot flight attendant asked how I like my coffee. Trying to sound cool, I told her I like my coffee like I like my women, and that's when she told me that's cute, honey, but the coffee's free. You don't have to pay for it here. My friend was metal detecting and found a 400-year-old coin. It looks like he spent 400 years looking for it. Tupac and Jada Pinkett Valentine's Day, 1992. A bullet Tupac actually dodged. You guys really gotta stop asking athletes what's next after they win a medal at the Olympics. Let us soak up the moment we've worked our whole lives for. What is your next step after winning gold medal? Babysitting the medal. Son, I watched a TikTok today that is controlling you. What the F? I grew up in Scotland. I trained as a tabloid reporter in Glasgow. Don't tell me what tough looks like. You went to the same school as the effing king. What's something that's not actually Christian, but Americans think it is? America, don't make jokes like these. The US doesn't have health insurance and can't get treatment for sick burns. Breaking. Trump falsely questions whether VP Harris is black. White people, my heritage is Scottish, French, German, Swiss, 1/16 Cherokee princess on my mother's side, and Canadian, Irish, Welsh, and for deaf 150 on my father's side. Also white people, Kamala Harris needs to decide if she is Indian or black. She can't play both race cards. CBS News reports that Argentina has announced plans to use artificial intelligence to predict future crimes before they are initiated. He's black. You have absolutely no right to talk about Vin Diesel like that when you look like the sloth from Ice Age if he were malnourished and 3 feet taller. What in the Oompa Loompa hell is going on? The hips are damn near her knees. Tim, you're an absolute Tim, you're an absolute better, but you missed a comma after Tim. Tim, you're an absolute. It took 3 of you to get it right. You're all absolute. Biggest indicator of US decline. You could buy 6 Big Macs with 1 hour of minimum wage in 1980, but today you can't even buy one despite minimum wage more than doubling. F's for the USA, explaining purchasing power collapse to an American. Imagine no burger. Your ex texts I'm dating someone better than you. How would you respond? I was taught to donate my old toys to the less fortunate. This is why we need alpha male only gyms, and yet he is in better shape than your ice cream cone shape, ha ha ha. She's always been black. Classic black family photo. Oh my god, JD Vance is Indian. Warren Buffett doesn't understand technology, that's for sure. Selling Apple before the AI revolution is an error for long-term investors. Is this you? People who eat pork are as dirty as a pig. Imagine living your entire life thinking chickens spend their weekends in a spa. Congrats to whoever sold these idiots this domain for $1.8 million. The only person who's gonna make any money here. You work for my investor, lol. Oh, so you work for him too then. Elizabeth Holmes has been sentenced to more than 11 years in prison for defrauding investors with blood testing startup. This is just Mark Zuckerberg doing a drag impersonation of J.K. Rowling. WWE US champion though Logan Paul can't tell a man from a woman off his opinion anyway. Today in Paris we learned that men can women at boxing. An expert on men and women speaks. This Wayne Rooney waxwork in Gdansk looks like he's been cornered by a pile. Sure, you'll have roads and population, but we've got the American spirit. Also, that wasn't a bribe. And also North Carolina and Belgium did the same thing. Why am I the victim of your undeserved wrath, Maryland? We provide 1/3 of the US economy and you provide 1/3 of the US people. He lived like a Palestinian and lied like a Palestinian. He was born in Egypt and lied in Iran. Your name sounds like what a deaf lumberjack would shout. Thanks. You have no ears. You have no hobbies. Someone needs to tell Elon Musk that the hair transplant, the jawline surgery and the supplemental testosterone he has talked about are all examples of gender affirming care. Obese is the word for plus sized people. Bigger please. Joe Rogan looks like if Gru had a baby with a minion. Caliph isn't a woman. Let's not forget he was disqualified from the Women's World Championships last year for failing gender eligibility tests. There is nothing sadder on Twitter than a blue check with no followers. Let's not forget that you paid for people to care, and we still don't. Why Star Wars Outlaws will be she. Ubisoft Connect no Steam, Denuvo anti-tamper, VM Protect DRM. You'll need an internet connection to install the game. Season pass in a single player game. 720p with a 3060 Ti not optimized at all. Terrible character design. Awful gameplay. Could have stopped at Ubisoft and made your point. The Grinch would steal every tree except that one. The fact that you two can say this without actual human feces gushing from your mouths is in itself hilarious. Women are women, pass it on. Women are men, pass it on. If you're against transitioning, why did you transition from fiancé to single? Ashton Kutcher looks like a retired Mario brother with updated graphics. This whole their weird argument from the Democrats is dumb and juvenile. This is a presidential election, not a high school prom queen contest. It's also a tad ironic coming from the party that preaches diversity and inclusion. Win on policy if you can, but cut the crap please. The evil criminal Democrats lead by Hammerhead Pelosi, the deceitful and Chuck Schumer, Sleepy Joe, and now their DEI savior low IQ Kamala are being very unfair with their divisiveness and disgusting name calling that came out of nowhere. Childish behavior, not nice. Ronaldo, some at your age won the Euros. Junior, some at your age won the World Cup. I just watched a muted performance of Cardi B, and that B just looks loud without any sound on. Like no thank you. It's crazy to think about how the English and French have been rivals for a very long time, and yet in the two biggest wars they fought they were on the same side. Having the French on your side is like having Stephen Hawking back you up in a pub fight. Iman Khalif was born a female and has always identified as female. You are sharing low effort and propaganda designed to anger American right-wing weirdos. It's in the name Iman. Iman is literally one of the most famous supermodels of all time, probably top 25. Would you drive this? Imagine pulling up to the child support hearing in this. Raising minimum wage to $15 rewards lazy workers in lead-end jobs. Go to college, get a degree, and make real money. Teenagers working after school shouldn't make the same money as professionals. By raising the minimum wage to $15, you as a professional can go to your employer and tell them you want a raise, or you'll just go and find an easier job for the same money. Maybe you should have paid more attention while you were getting your degree. Isn't it interesting how at the 2020 Olympics, when Iman Khalif lost to Kelly Harrington in the quarterfinals, literally no one accused her of being a man? It's almost as if brain-led right-wing will hope on any conspiracy theory train. Imagine having genetics of a man and still losing. You do it on a daily basis, Steve-O. Traffic stop yields approximately 7 grams of suspected marijuana. Good work, Officer Thomas. I've seen bigger busts on Paw Patrol. If you look at your 401k today, remember that it was all brought to you by Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. The Nasdaq is up 9.71% YTD and up 29% since Joe Biden and Kamala Harris took office on January 20, 2021. These people are delivering their lines exactly how I imagined bread would talk. How the F didn't USA win the gold medal for shooting? Because it wasn't in a high school. Question. What would you say to women who don't have children about Vance's attacks on them? Trump, I think they understand it. Everything about this man is weird as F. It is far more weird to think men can have babies and women can get eight. Even weirder to be so worried about what other people are doing with their bodies and their lives when it has zero impact on yours. A malformed man is still a man. This information is super good news for you. This is the chin you want when you're eating soup. That's crazy, every NFL team ends in an S. The Cowboys always end on an L. Gabby Hanna looks like a prostitute from GTA 5.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.